These are the plaintiffs, Lancelot and Samantha Cox. Lancelot says the defendant, his ex-landlord, is as sneaky as they come. She promised them she'd send their security back, gave them nothing but the royal runaround, and is now giving them the royal brush-off. They cleaned the apartment till it sparkled like the top of the Chrysler building. They're owed every penny of the $1,325 the defendant is keeping from them. And that's why they're here today, suing. This is the defendant, Sean Harrison. She says the sneaky plaintiffs gave her only 3 days' notice before they took off, and she was quite frankly in shock. She didn't see it coming. They left her with one big mess to deal with, and they've gone plumb loco if they think she's going to return a penny of their security deposit, because in the end, she's the one who's owed money. She's accused of lacking in the landlord department. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,025 for back rent owed and additional damages.
Thank you, Douglas. Lancelot and Samantha Cox, you are suing Sean Harrison, your former landlord, for $1,325. That would be your security deposit, and you are counterclaiming against them $2,025 because of damages plus rent. Let me hear from you first.
Your Honor, we moved on the 4th.
How long did you live there?
Samantha, my wife, lived there for 5 years. We got married and I was there for 2 years.
2 of the 5?
2 of the 5.
Okay. And what kind of place was this? An apartment, a house? What is it?
It was a one-bedroom apartment in a private house.
In a private house. Did she live there too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But you had your own entrance and exit and kitchen and everything else, right?
Yes.
All right. So you decide to leave, and what kind of notice do you give her?
On the 4th of December, we called her and we notified her that we were leaving at the end.
What day did you leave?
We left on the 4th of January.
4th of January?
Yes.
Did you pay January rent?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And then you're suing for your security deposit. Your rent is how much?
The rent is $900 plus $25 for gas, Your Honor.
Now, if you stayed till January 5th and you didn't pay January rent, what's your theory on why you should get 5 free days?
Your Honor, we always pay our rent on the 7th, and I have a receipt when we pay the rent in December.
Okay,
that,
so it's from the 7th to the 7th is your rent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that's an answer. All right.
Here you go.
So hand that over to my bailiff, please. And do you have more than one receipt? Do you have a lease?
The last one, December.
Do you have a lease? Well, that
yes.
Is that
yes,
going to show me that you
absolutely.
always pay your rent on the 7th and that that's where your lease runs?
I have all my receipts, Your Honor.
Yeah, let me see that, because then I want to see
Here.
if... Can I see your lease? That's really what I want to see.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want a receipt as well?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see what the lease says is the period of time. Okay, your lease... Okay, you may be paying your rent late all the time, but that doesn't mean you're entitled.
we always
The
play
lease
them.
term is beginning on the 1st and ending on a 1st. I shouldn't say that. It should say if it begins on... That's bizarre. When you begin the lease on August 1st, 2012, you end the lease on July 31st, August 13th. It's the day before. But in any event, it says the 1st. You're supposed to be paying rent as of the 1st.
Yes, Your Honor. She gave us some gracing period.
That's a grace period does not change your lease term. Okay, I got it. Why did they ended up leaving? Did they tell you why they were leaving?
Well, as I said, Samantha called me on January 2nd.
Okay.
She told me, Lance, this is
Not December 4th?
No, not December 4th.
Okay.
She said, me and Lance are looking for somewhere. And then she called me on Thursday, January 4th, and said, Lance and I found somewhere, and we're moving on Saturday. I said, that's ridiculous.
Did you have a lease with them?
Well, the lease expired then.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's not ridiculous anymore.
Yeah, so...
Because you happen to live in a place, you live in New York City?
Yeah.
Right. Here's how the statute works in New York City. I don't think it's fair.
Right.
But when it talks about a landlord's responsibility, it says, and a landlord must give 30 days notice on a month-to-month.
Yes.
When it talks about the tenant's responsibility, it says no such thing.
The tenant doesn't ask to give 30 days, nothing. Okay.
And so they don't have to give you notice. So notice is not an issue, but I'll tell you what is an issue. They're still there in January and don't pay January rent. That is an issue. Okay. So you are also, however, suing for additional monies because according to you, they damaged the place.
Yes,
So talk to me about that.
The floors were damaged, and there were a lot of holes in the wall, and my husband can attest to it.
Okay, come on up. What I'd like to see is pictures.
And the pictures...
Because I got to tell you, you submitted a picture of a broken old tile.
Yes.
And first you tell me it'll be $500 to fix that.
Well, I had two estimates.
And now you tell me it's going to be $950 to fix it.
Okay,
and I'm not sure it's going to be $90 to fix it.
Okay.
I'm a little annoyed because I don't like feeling like you're trying to inflate me.
No, Your Honor, I have two estimates. The last estimate was $925.
How come I saw like three estimates for $500, which was also already sufficiently bloated? Because it's an old tile. Two old tiles that need to be replaced?
So is the New York City law fair that a tenant can just bail without giving any notice?
No, I don't think it's fair at all. They have to give some notice, right?
Who's a landlord here? Who's a tenant here? Does any tenant believe that the law is fair? Interesting, huh? Not one tenant going inside the courtroom.
It was 7 tiles, and they were broken, and the tiles were in the middle of the living room.
These two pictures are of the same tile. It's the same crack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This would be a different picture, but this is the same.
Yeah.
This would be the same as this one. Okay, so I have a picture of 4 tiles. Where are the picture of the rest of the tiles that are cracked? Okay. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3 tiles.
Okay.
Where are the picture of the rest of the tiles that are cracked? Where are the pictures?
The lines, there were tiny lines on the
you? I don't want to hear
have the picture. I don't have the pictures.
I don't want to hear flapping gums. You have a camera?
No, I
and
don't
you're taking pictures.
Right,
you have 3 tiles. Okay. That's what you got in front of me.
Okay.
Because if you have the sense to take the pictures, I don't think that there's other stuff you didn't take a picture of. Now, my question to you is, how old are these tiles?
These tiles are over 10 years.
Was this like this when you got it?
Honestly, Your Honor, no. I think we're responsible for 2 tiles.
2 tiles. And how did those 2 tiles break?
You know, the grout was coming loose and they were a little unlevel. And eventually, I guess with the weight of the chair, because they were in the living room, they cracked. And that was the result of that.
Okay. What about the holes in the wall? You have a picture of holes in the wall, which I guess living there for 5 years, you hung stuff on the wall.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you didn't patch them up before you left?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's talk about what's what here. First of all, your rental period is from 1 to the end of the month. So it makes no difference that you usually are late on your rent. You don't get a benefit for that. All right. Now, so that means you owe January. Now, understanding that, here's how it works. You as a landlord have a duty to mitigate your damages. That means you have a duty to re-rent the place, which you did. But you only re-rented the place as of the 12th. So you don't get to get double rent for your troubles from 12 to 31. You only get to collect rent once. So that means that whatever rent they owe you for January is mitigated by the rent you received from the other party. So essentially, what does that mean? They owe you the 11 first days that you didn't get rent for. Because the one thing I know is that you shouldn't be out rent for January.
Yes.
All right. That means that they owe you rent for January to the tune of, when you divide it by the number of days, $328.22.
Okay.
Then we have a couple of damages. That's not worth the inflated prices that you're proposing to me. And witness how you have never paid $1,000 to fix those two. It's just silly. You don't get a new floor from them based on that. So I don't even see how the tiles being damaged by normal wear and tear would be their responsibility to begin with, because I don't know how much longer you can have on that. I'm looking at the tile, how much longer you can have on that tile than what you had on that tile. But assuming for the tile and the holes that they didn't patch and whatever else, you know, a certain something, it certainly would not be a certain something more than $200. So at most, what you should be able to keep from the security deposit would be $528.22. So I find that the plaintiffs are entitled to a return of a portion of the security deposit, the excess of what I've mentioned, which would mean a net judgment in this case in favor of the plaintiffs in the amount not what they're asking for, but instead $371.78. That would be the net judgment that resolves each of your lawsuits against each other. I need you to pay them back $371.78. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
So the defendant gets to keep $200 for some repairs and some mitigated rent, and the plaintiff will collect some of their security deposit back. What's your feeling here?
Well, the judge's decision is fair.
Yeah.
And what can I say? I mean, I lost out on the floor.
You could say you tried to inflate the claim. You tried to inflate the judge.
No, I try to do the best I can to get my floors fixed.
You tried to bloat the judge.
No, I did not.
No, you didn't?
No.
All right. Head right around there with Officer McIntosh. You follow her down there. All right, so step on in here. You didn't get all your 900 security.
Absolutely not.
What about the ruling?
It's up to the judge, really. She gets to make the final say, but this landlord, I don't even encourage anyone to stay there because the place is always cold. She does nothing, basically.
Well, how long did you stay there?
I personally stayed there 2 years. My wife stayed there 3 years, 5 altogether.
3 years. So how bad could it have been?
For 5 years, no heat.
Why'd you stay there so long?
It's just a matter of getting a place and getting the right place.
If it was so bad, you would have gotten out sooner.
I understand what you're saying, but, sometimes, you just have to wait until the time is right.
This case wrapped up here. Harvey?
Aside from New York City, almost everywhere, tenants have to give 30 days advance notice unless the lease provides otherwise.
Don't text and drive.